Boston with One in a Million, Khaled with Better, and Akon with Beautiful. It's 10 o'clock right now. It's bang on time. And myself and producer Jes are joined by, it's actually very exciting for me to do this firstly, before I introduce our guest, because I haven't done this in a while. For those of you who know, I've been on second gear, so I've been on assignment over there, and it's a privilege to welcome Nerine Schilder, a South African poet and author, to the show this morning. A poem, Waves, was published in the International Library of Poetry. And last month, in honor of Women's Month, she launched an anthology of poems, Journey of Emotions Through Poetry, via YouTube. Good morning and welcome to the show, Nerine.
Good morning, Anchor and Jes. Thank you so much for the opportunity, for inviting me, and also to your listeners. Thank you so much.
Well, there's just a little bit of a delay there, but thank you nonetheless, Nerine. It's absolutely fantastic having you here. Tell us how Journey of Emotions Through Poetry came about. What inspired it?
I started writing poetry at, I think, late in my primary school years. But I've just written and put it away, never thought about it. When I felt something, I would write. And then at high school, I think I became a bit more serious because that was my way of dealing with life and the issues of life. So yeah, that's how it all started.
And just give us a little bit of a background on your career, though, just as an adult and obviously in poetry.
It's actually my first book that I have launched. I've been wanting to launch a book a couple of years ago already, and I've written my life story, but I haven't published it yet. So that has been laying there. And then about 2 years ago, I thought, I might as well get these poems together and see what it's like. And to me, it really never meant anything at the time when I gathered it, because it was like, this is my feelings. This is how I felt.
Yeah.
And then I had some friends read over it, and they were like, wow, you should. If this is what you wanted to do, then you should. And I wanted to have it launched by the time I'm 50, but it never happened. So thanks to COVID, I don't think I celebrated a birthday this year. So yes,
I think we all feel that way.
That's right. That's right.
Why did you choose writing as your means of expression, though? I mean, what inspired you to do that? Not everybody can write poetry.
Yeah, Anchor, I started writing because it was good for me. Growing up, I never really had friends. And so, sometimes we all need someone to talk to. And because I never really had that, and growing up in a home where lots of abuse was happening, you don't really want to go out there and speak to people about it. So that was my means of coping.
Okay, cool. It's interesting to note, just for the listeners who tuned in right now, it's your boy Yoshi V, and of course Jes, and we talking poetry with Nerine Schilder. Jes, over to you, girl.
Good morning, Nerine. Thank you for taking the time to have this conversation with us this morning. It's been, obviously, I did do a little bit of research on you, and I saw that you actually did plan to publish the book a little earlier on than you actually did. But throughout your career, if you like, now talking about everything, which I know you said this is the book, where has been your favorite place to speak or to recite your work, and why?
Yes, most of the events where I recited my poetry was at women's events. So that would normally be on the 9th of August, or whenever there's a women event, or it wasn't just restricted to that. When I was invited to events that church organizations are having, or any other organization, I would go and recite my poetry.
Of course. And obviously, as you publish it in honor of Women's Month, I can understand why that rings so true to you or so close to your heart. So what habits and practices have you found that positively impact your career?
I think just I'm more a one-on-one person, so I can speak to you one-on-one. And I become very anxious when it's out there in public. So, but what motivates me with my poetry is that I can share life with other people who are going through the same thing that I have experienced, and they think that they are the only one facing that. And that is how I felt. I thought that I was the only one going through whatever I was going through until I would speak to someone and hear their story. So when I write, it's basically for someone else to feel good and to know that, you know, there is hope and I can do this.
That's absolutely awesome. Very beautiful as well. Very sentimental. I love that. Nerine, would you mind reciting maybe a poem for us this morning?
Okay, thank you, Jess. I was trying to think which poem am I going to read this morning, should you ask. And I think I'll do the one on page 56, which is called Consider. And the reason why I wrote this is that many times we say things to each other and makes the next person feel bad without thinking. And then you apologize and you do the same thing. Yeah. So this poem speaks about, you know, saying things, the little things which might not be big to you, which touches my life, like, you know. Yeah. And then you lose everything and then you regret what you've actually said or done. So the poem goes as follows. Consider all the little things in life which cause us pain. The little things which makes us lose, the things we can't regain. The things we sometimes say and do, refusing to refrain, and all the little things returns from time to time again. Consider all the little things we sometimes face untold, when finally the little things turn great and all unfolds. Too late to fear or shed a tear, for all you had is lost, 'cause all the little things in life adds up to great a cost. If only we have taken time to listen and to talk, we would have made life's journey so much easier to walk. Thank you.
Wow. That was beautiful. That ending definitely is very, very struck there. Sorry, Hershey V. I just had to get in on that ending to that poem. Beautiful, beautiful words. I just wanted to obviously ask for your advice. There's obviously listeners tuned in that are thinking about writing, going into poetry, expressing themselves through this medium. What advice do you have for listeners who would like to do what you do?
Jess, I would say put your thoughts on paper. Write down what you're feeling, because it might not mean anything to anyone else, but it does to you. And somewhere along the way, someone is going to read something which you've written, which strikes so hard that it actually touches them. So I believe that every story, each one of us have a story, and what we go through, the experiences we go through is to share with someone else. It's not always about ourselves.
Are there anything we can expect from you in the coming months, events or that kind of thing? It'll be interesting to know, so that our listeners maybe can come in and see and enjoy a live reading of some of your poetry.
I have been in contact with the organization, the Sarki Bartman Center for Women and Children. And because of COVID and the pandemic that we're in, We haven't really met face to face yet, but I am looking at closely working with them. And I'm sure there'll be events coming up, and I will definitely notify you. But as far as writing is concerned, I think my life story will be published, if not by the end of this year, early next year, God willing.
Awesome. Is there are there any details on social media, website? Where can people contact you?
I have a Facebook page, not particularly for my poetry yet, but my Facebook page is Nerine Prosperum Schilder. And then, yeah, that's where I do most of my poetry on. I have a page on my Facebook page, which is called Unspoken Word. And that is the page where I post my poetry on.
Poetry. Okay, is it in video format or is it just photos of it?
No, it's not in video format yet. It's basically just posts.
Posts.
Poetry
Oh, okay.
posts.
No, it's awesome.
Yeah.
So to everybody out there, please go and follow Nerine on social media, and we'll definitely we'll definitely have you on again. I think it's something we need to implement a lot more, because we're in poetry royalty, so to speak. We've got some great poets in South Africa. It's about time that we showcase them across the globe. So wherever you might be tuned in from the different, the 53 different countries across the globe, and of course, obviously the beautiful country of South Africa, go and check out Nerine on her Facebook page, and we'll definitely get her on again very, very soon. I want to say thank you for coming onto the show. It's been an absolute pleasure, and we can't wait to hear more of the readings in the next coming weeks and months. I'm hinting there a little bit.
Thank you so much, Chapter One Radio, and to the presenters for having me. Thank you.
Awesome stuff. We're going to do 3 in a row right now. We're going to do Bob Sinclair. And when we come back, myself and just continue our discussion on all things cloning. We want to thank Nerine Schilder for coming on to the show. And we can't wait to have her back. This is your Bob Sinclair Triple Play.